Well, greetings. Here we are. It's Sweet Spot Broadcasting. It is Super Sunday. I trust this weekend finds you in a very relaxed mode, a rejuvenation set of a mindset, and as we look forward to a super and a great weekend. Today at Sweet Spot Broadcasting, I really want to talk about what we tend to say about this weekend. We call it Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. But what we find is most people really aren't laboring, and especially on Monday. It actually is a laborless day. But let's talk about that term, Labor Day. Here in America, we've changed dramatically and greatly over the last 100 years. We talk a lot about work, and work is a good word. Hard work is a good word. But there are several things that we have to remember. There's only 40 hours in a week. We're not going to get, or I should say 40 hours typically in a work week. A lot of people work way more than that. But in most settings, especially from an HR perspective where they're looking at human capital, most people don't get paid too much beyond that setting and that period that they're working. And that's where we see a lot of disgruntled folks today. They're working very, very hard. But what we need to do as we look at this Labor Day weekend, we need to think about working smarter. We need to look at some aspects about our own life and say to ourselves as we reflect, what can I do myself to learn to work smarter about what I do? For years I was involved in an environment where you had to be at the top of your game. You had to know exactly what you were talking about because you were talking to very, very educated people. But you know that there are lots of educated people walking around today. For instance, let's talk about a brain surgeon or a neurologist or a cardiovascular surgeon. These are very educated people. But have you ever heard of the term bedside manner? What bedside manner simply is for a physician is that you have the social skills to connect very closely to the patient or client that you're in front of. In fact, it's a part of the healing process. Social skills are valuable and they are taught. They're not learned really in a book, even though you see aspects about social skills, but they have to be worked on and practiced. It's a part of the connection in any type of relationship that you have. Think about a pastor or a preacher or an evangelist or a rabbi or a priest. They may be very, very educated in theology. They may know everything that you want to ask about from Genesis to Revelation. But if they do not have the social skills of being able to connect with their audience, with their congregation, they will not go as far as they possibly could. Think about it where you are. Social skills are so valuable and so important. No matter if you're in a plant somewhere or if you're in a building of some sort today, a corporation or some mom and pop organization, social skills are so valuable and so important. I would take the necessary time to get very, very good at that. When you can connect with people, it makes all the difference in the world. You see, people don't really care about how much you know. They just want, and they'll always remember, how you make them feel. So on this Labor Day weekend, we here at Sweet Spot Broadcasting advocate learning and excelling in social skills. I trust that you'll begin working on it this very weekend and be better and an exception and be excellent in all that you do. in the days ahead. I'm signing off for now. Sweet Spot Broadcasting.